today. So today we're talking about crowdfunding. We're talking about how you can actually use crowdfunding to be able to get the money you need even in a recession. So look, a lot of things have changed in the funding landscape, and a lot of people are looking for the ways currently you can get money right now. And crowdfunding is a really cool way to get a lot of money to start and grow your business. So by the end of this training, you're going to understand exactly what crowdfunding is, how it works, and I'm going to give you a lot of different resources you can access to get all that you need to actually run a successful crowdfunding campaign. For those that don't know me, my name is Ty Crandall. I'm CEO at Credit Suite. And at Credit Suite, this is what we do. We help business owners get money, and we do so by helping business owners build your fundability, by actually getting business credit for your EIN that's not linked to your personal Social Security number, as well as getting all kinds of financing in one place. So if we can help you with getting money, feel free to visit us at creditsuite.com/get funding, or feel free to give us a ring at 877-600-2487. So let's talk business funding, right? Getting working capital right now is really not an easy thing to do, right? Outside of SBA, hello from New York, Caesar, thanks for tuning in. So outside of SBA, it's really tough to get money like we used to be able to get money before, okay? It just kind of comes down to a lot of places that were lending money before aren't lending money now. So it really becomes important to know the different ways that you can get financing, and crowdfunding is definitely one of those ways you could consider, because it's not been affected by COVID-19. It's not really been adversely affected even with the change in the economy. So let's talk about basics of crowdfunding, right? You're going to first start with a platform like Kickstarter. We're going to talk about two main platforms today, Indiegogo and Kickstarter. These are two of the biggest, but I need to say there are hundreds of these out there, and we'll talk a little bit more about that. So you're going to start with a platform like Kickstarter, okay? They're the ones that kind of bring together you as the borrower with these people that are actually going to be the ones that you're going to get money from. You've got to read the fine print. There's a lot of things we're going to talk about today. For example, fixed versus flexed funding. One of them, you can't get anything if you don't reach your goal. The other, you get all of your money if you don't reach your goal. So some big things in the small print. We're going to talk about that. And also we're going to talk about these different crowdfunding platforms, how to find the best one for you, because there's a lot to choose from, and you've got to know what your goals are going into crowdfunding so you could choose the right platform for you. Indiegogo is a good one as well. Kickstarter is a good one as well. We're going to talk about those two amongst some others. So let's talk about the fine print. Well, crowdfunding platforms will take a percentage of what you raise in donations. That's how they all work. Now, typically what I found is it's roughly about 5%. So when you run a crowdfunding platform, whatever you basically get in these investors or these funders to give you, you're going to give up 5% in the fee to the actual crowdfunding platform. Now, these platforms may push you to deliver on your promises. We're going to talk about the FTC and their words in this as well, but it's pretty simple. You could be in some serious problems if you just take the money and run and don't do with it what you're intended to do, what you're saying you're going to do with it. You've got to obviously raise money and then use it for the purpose intended, or there's all kinds of legal consequences. I'm not an attorney, not legal advice, but we'll talk about what the FTC has to say about that as well. Okay, so it doesn't mean you have to actually make the product and do all those type of things if you get stuck. But what it does mean is if you say you're going to give certain bonuses, if you say you're going to use the money for certain things, you have to be able to do that. Okay, and given how much social media is popular nowadays, if you don't, well, then there's a lot of social consequences you could face as well. But again, the big thing with this is to know that you're going to use a platform to do this like Indiegogo, like Kickstarter. You need to know that with these platforms, they're going to hold you accountable for actually honoring your promises, not just running some fake thing on Kickstarter and then taking the money and running. So which businesses will do the best? Well, crowdfunding works best when donors can personally connect with the product or service. So straightforward businesses just might not do so well. Let me explain what I mean by that. If you're in an industry that a lot of other people are in, crowdfunding is probably not for you. So if you're a real estate investor, you're probably not going to succeed in crowdfunding, because crowdfunding, there's a lot of real estate investors, right? But if you have something really unique, that's a unique product, that's a unique service that you want to get off the ground and launch, that's when you can really succeed. So when I talk about crowdfunding, I always use the same example of one of the coolest ones I've ever seen, which is this box that goes at the top of your stairs, and you open the box and you unfold a plastic slide, and it turns your entire stairs into a plastic slide. So I love that example because that's something unique. It's hip. It's cool. It's something that garnishes a lot of attention. It has virality components. A lot of people will show that to their friends, etc. And it's something unique that most people have not seen before. So that's the kind of product or service that you really want. If you're in a standard industry offering a standard product and service, then again, it's tougher for those products to actually succeed. And Zoe from New Jersey, welcome. Thanks for coming in. And Eugene on YouTube says, is it possible to get money for a new business? There's a lot of cool ways. Crowdfunding, one of them, Eugene. And if you go to our YouTube channel and look for startup funding, we have a lot of different loans and credit lines that will work for you outside of crowdfunding, including our credit line hybrid. You can give us a call. Our number's on the bottom of these slides to talk more about that. The kind of businesses which do best associate with product not quite on the shelves yet, artistic endeavors. Okay, so we see a lot of crowdfunding platforms are just for artists. It's a great place for artists that have something unique that the world does not have yet. And they have the ability to raise funds to actually get their product, which is music or art, out in the space. Okay, but again, as I mentioned, the standard products and services, just not the place. It's not going to get donors fired up. They want to see something cool, something different, something unique. So the decisions you're going to look for when you're starting your crowdfunding campaign, how much do you need to ask for? This is a big decision because some platforms like Kickstarter, if you don't raise the amount you set out to raise, you don't get the money. Other platforms like Indiegogo, you can. So you really need to have an idea of how much money you need. Okay, so you don't really want to ask for way more than you need, but you don't want to ask for too little and not have enough money for what you need as well. Now, let me make a note that you've seen Shark Tank before. I've seen Shark Tank many times before. And what's interesting about Shark Tank is that you see a lot of people that make it to Shark Tank that had successful Kickstarter or Indiegogo campaigns, especially Kickstarter. I see them on there all the time. Unique product, unique service, used crowdfunding platform to get it out to the world. The world responded in a positive way, and now they're looking for a new investment of cash to take that product or service to a whole new level. So other decision, what perks will you give? Okay, these are bonus levels for certain donors. So think of it like this. If I give $25 or $100 or $500, what's my incentive? When you have these different bonus levels, for example, if you donate $25 to the campaign, thank you for your money. If you donate $50, then we give you this. If you donate $100, we give you this. If you donate $500, we give you this. These are called perks in the crowdfunding platform world. Really, they come down to bonuses. So what bonuses or perks are you going to give people based on how much money they're actually committing in donation? Okay, that is the important thing to consider. The length of your campaign. How long are you going to run this campaign? Are you going to run it for a week and have a week for people to donate money? Or is it going to be for a month and give people a month to donate money? You've got to figure that out before you start your actual campaign as well. So let's talk a little bit more about perks. So perks are a must for all campaigns. Okay, you got to consider how much complexity you think you can handle. You don't want 10 donor levels. If they give $10, if they give 20 and 30, you want to really have maybe 3 or 4 different levels of donation to try to keep it as simple as possible, no more than 5, okay? And 3 is probably already pushing it. So again, I like giving people options, but the more options you give to people, the more confusing it is. So you want to make sure that you have limited levels, less than 5 levels of different amounts they can donate and perks they can get at each level. You want virtual perks are better than physically delivered perks. So let me give you an example. I have a book called Business Credit Decoded, best-selling book out there on business credit. Now, if I want to come in and give that as a gift, if you donate to the campaign, a perk, well, then I'm going to give you my digital version because the digital version I can deliver through email. But the physical book, I would have to go through a process to get the physical book delivered, not to mention there's a cost to me to do that. So that's the difference between a virtual perk and a physical perk. A virtual perk you can give to somebody online. You can give them a download link. You could send them an email. A non-virtual perk, you got to physically deliver something, and that complicates things radically, especially if you have hundreds of people that are actually contributing to this campaign. So some things to consider when we're talking about perks here. And Eugene says, thank you, no problem, Melvin. What about buying a franchise? Yes, there's all kinds of money you can get for buying a franchise. We have training for that on YouTube as well. Crowdfunding is not the source for that, Melvin, coming in on Facebook, but there are a lot of other funding options that we do show. If you go to youtube.com/credit suite, you can access a lot of different videos that we have on ways to get money for franchising. We covered a lot of different videos, but crowdfunding, probably not the best for franchising, but a lot of other options are available for you. So get your donors excited. You need to evoke emotions. Okay, this is emotional. People want to see something cool. They want to invest in it. Okay, urgency. They need to donate now. There needs to be a reason that they need to donate money to the campaign now. For example, if one of the perks is that the first 100 people that donate, you're the first 100 that get the product, well, that's definitely a perk. I want to be an early adopter, they call it. If I'm an early adopter, I'm one of the first ones that gets the perk. That's something that creates urgency. So create urgency to give people a reason to donate now. Create scarcity, right? This isn't something you're going to find on shelves. It's not something you're going to find anywhere else. It's something we're going to make, we're going to create. And by being the first 100 in, you're the first 100 in. But if you're not the first 100 in, you may not get your hands on this, or you may pay a price 10 times what you could pay by donating to the crowdfunding platform. So again, creating scarcity, novelty. Again, your product has to be something unique, and it's got to be something cool. Here I am 7, 8 years later, still talking about the box at the top of the slide that opens, or that stairs that opens and turns your stairs into a slide. I just think that's freaking cool. Because as kids, it's like what we all did. We rode couch cushions down the slide and we did all this crazy stuff. A box at the top of my stairs that opens and turns the stairs into a slide is cool. That's why I'm still talking about it years later. But that's what they're looking for. That's what makes crowdfunding campaigns successful, is that when you have something cool like that, people are going, dude, you should see this thing I found. I found this thing where you could take this box and put it at the top of the stairs and it turns your stairs into a slide. That spreads the word of mouth. It has that cool factor. And these are the kind of things that really make crowdfunding campaigns successful. And the lack of these things make a lot of crowdfunding campaigns fail. So let's talk about basics, right? You're going to want a pitch video. Have a video. We're in a visual world right now. If you want something to go viral, it needs to be image, it needs to be video, and a video that shows the object, that tells your idea, that displays the emotion and gets people pumped up is an absolute must. You got to be courteous. If somebody donates to your campaign, thank them. I don't care if they give you $5, thank them. Because if you give them $5 and you say thank you, well, then they may give you more money. They may tell it to more people. But if you're rude and they give you money and you don't even acknowledge them, then that's one person that you had on the hook, that they were interested, that maybe you just lost just because you weren't courteous and thank them. Present any tangible evidence, anything you have, a blueprint, a design, something you have to get people excited that this isn't just a concept, but it could really be a reality. That's important as well. And it bears repeating, don't be greedy as much as you ask for. When you ask for way more than you need, then you're going to turn off potential donors instead of attracting them. Now, Marcus says, can you place a link for your digital download for your book in the comment section after the video is over? That would be fantastic, Marcus, but no, I was just using that as an example. If you want my book, you can get it on Amazon. And if you are working with Credit Suite and you come in as a Credit Suite partner or client, that is a unique bonus that we give to people when they actually enroll with us, or sometimes. So if you're coming in and doing a one payment, you get that. But if you come in and just notify our team, we will give that to you. So you can go to Amazon and grab the book, or if you're working with us here at Credit Suite, we give you a copy of that book for for you, and also to republish in your name, to actually use it for you to be a published author as well. So hopefully that helps you there. Okay, so more crowdfunding campaign basics. Be gracious if your campaign fails. Okay, thank everybody for contributing even if it didn't work out. Courtesy is going to go a long way. Okay, you stretch goals should be a mix of readily attainable and ambitious, how much you're setting that goal for, and line up your most significant and dependable donors before you even start. Look, there's two things that make crowdfunding campaigns super successful, and I'm going to tell you what they are. The first thing is that you have to line up your donors before the crowdfunding campaign goes live. So think of it like this. If you're watching this right now on Facebook or YouTube, here's how it works. When YouTube and Facebook sees that there are people here watching this, the more engagement there are, the more comments, the more likes, the more people come on, the more people Facebook and YouTube will show it to. It's the same way crowdfunding works. When crowdfunding campaigns like Kickstarter, platforms like Kickstarter, roll out a campaign and they see a lot of engagement, people going to the page, people donating, people sharing that page, then Kickstarter shows it to more people. So in order for this to work, you have to show these platforms you have something hot. And the best way to do that is the minute that campaign goes live, you have all kinds of people hitting that page and donating money. It tells these algorithms that you have a popular campaign, and it helps move you up. So Kickstarter, Indiegogo start promoting it everywhere themselves. But it all comes down to you having a ton of interest before you even start the campaign rolling. Second thing that makes these things work, your ability to share it through your social network. Look, a lot of people think, I actually had a friend's mom who put something on a Kickstarter. She tried to raise money or get GoFundMe. She tried to raise money to pay off her medical collections. True story. And then she got mad on Facebook like a week later and started screaming in a rant that nobody had donated money to her campaign. So again, the reason that these things work is that you've got to line up these donors beforehand and you've got to share it socially. You can't just put a project on Kickstarter and expect it to go viral. It's not how it works. How it works is that you put it on Kickstarter, you have a bunch of people donate, Kickstarter starts showing it to a bunch of people, then you spread it through your network and have your network spread it. That's what creates virality. 100% of successful crowdfunding campaigns have worked the same way that I've ever seen. And I've looked at thousands of these. Okay. They came in, the person had donors lined up beforehand, and they also had a massive sharing network that shared that everywhere. And that's what created the momentum that helped that campaign actually go viral. So hopefully that provides a lot of information for you. And Dell says, Ty, I signed up, made one payment in full. Can I please have the book? Yes, you absolutely can, Dell. Just give us a ring. 877-600-2487. It's at the bottom of our slides. Let our team know that, and our team will get you a copy of that book. All you have to do is just give us a call. They'll actually, or talk to whoever you talk to when you enroll. They'll help you as well. And again, sharing your campaign on social media, that's what makes these campaigns super successful. So let's talk about Kickstarter. You can get them at Kickstarter.com, biggest crowdfunding platform in the world, 17 million backers and over 445,000 funded projects. A backer is a person that gives you money. So let's talk in general, because we have it a lot, about how these platforms work. So the way that it works is these places like Kickstarter congregate what they call backers. And these are people just like you and I that have money, maybe $25 to donate, maybe $25,000, but we have money and we're interested in cool and new and unique things. And we become backers. So then we go to Kickstarter, we see all kinds of cool campaigns on Kickstarter, and we give money and we back that campaign. So when you're looking at Kickstarter, Kickstarter doesn't give you the money. They don't loan you the money. Right? They are a platform that congregates the backers and connects the backers with you, the borrower. They're the platform that connects the middle too, okay? The other thing I want to mention about crowdfunding that I haven't, I probably should, is a lot of this money never needs to be paid back. It's not a loan. It's not a credit line. It's a gift in many cases. Now, it's all different. You might start a Kickstarter campaign and everybody that donates is actually donating to buy the project, to buy the product. So if I'm rolling out a Kickstarter campaign for this pen, right? And I say, okay, look, I'm going to produce this pen. And if you are a backer, then the first 100 backers will get the actual product once it's produced. You will get this pen, right? So that's what that actually means, is that you're coming in and people will, in some cases, you're giving away the product in exchange for them giving you the money. In others, you're just asking for backers and almost the equivalent of donations without them actually getting any kind of payoff when you succeed. And don't forget the perks. The perks are the other incentive for them to actually come in and buy. If you donate $25, we send you a thank you on social media. When you donate $100, you actually buy the pen. We actually send you the product that we're producing. So keep that in mind. A lot of money doesn't have to be paid back unless you structure your campaign to actually release the product in exchange for them giving you the money, or that could just be a perk, or how everybody gets it. So that depends on you. Now, campaigns can be set up for products and services such as publishing, arts, film, comics, illustration, design, a lot of things. And this is another point I want to bring up. There are thousands of crowdfunding platforms that exist. Thousands, okay? Kickstarter and Indiegogo, 2. Thousands available. And the reason I tell you this is because I've found very unique crowdfunding platforms for very unique kind of projects. So if you're in the music industry, well, there are crowdfunding platforms just for the music industry. Why that matters is because where do you think music publishers, where do you think the people that will actually come in and that will back you in the music industry are? They're probably not looking at Kickstarter and all these other campaigns. They're on crowdfunding platforms that are catering to music artists, okay? So again, if you're an artist, if you're a musician, look online. Before you go to Kickstarter or Indiegogo, some of these platforms are very specific to the product or service you may offer. And by going to a platform that's specific to you, then that means you're going to have backers that are more inclined to give you donations for your project in that kind of area or field. Okay, so make sure you do some research. But again, Kickstarter and Indiegogo is the ones we're going to talk about because can't cover thousands. And these are two by far the biggest as well. Hey, Jansen, welcome. Thanks for coming in. So Kickstarter requirements. You got to have a plan. Projects must be honest and clearly presented. You can't raise money for charity. GoFundMe works for that purpose, but not Kickstarter. Okay, you can't offer equity as a perk. You can't give away equity in your company in exchange for people backing your project. So some things about your Kickstarter you should know about. Now, other things. Prohibited projects and perks include anything to do with contests and raffles, cures and medicines, energy drinks, credit services, live animals, alcohol, weapons, and offensive materials. These things are prohibited on Kickstarter. Now, again, not to say that they're prohibited everywhere. There are some platforms that specialize in certain things. Kickstarter, though, won't help you if you're running a campaign with any of these type of projects that you'd want to run. You can't run there. There are fees. Campaigns that don't make money don't pay a fee. Kickstarter does not offer refunds, but individual creators can if they choose so. A 5% fee, I mentioned that's pretty common in the industry. They're going to charge a 5% fee on everything you collect, and payment partners may charge an additional fee. But again, Kickstarter is just charging their 5% fee. Now, there are some great crowdfunding resources, and I want to give you a few of them here. I'm going to give you a lot of them. This is a unique webinar because I want to actually give you a unique live stream. So I want to give you many resources that can help you succeed here. So my advice is take your phone and just take a screenshot of these slides because these URLs are too long to actually say what they all are. But here's some resources that can help you. Try Tim Ferriss's Hacking Kickstarter. It was an awesome resource. I love it. And it's on Tim Ferriss's blog. The link is right here. You can also check out scholarly research on the language that gets people to give. I love this as well. The language to use that gets people to want to give you money. And that's at comp.social.gattech.edu. And again, that's a specific paper. I went ahead and included the URL. I'm going to give you a bunch of these today, but all of them are too long to actually go through and say, but all you have to do is just take a screenshot and you can visit these resources and they'll help you. Now, here's some other ones. Sumo.com. Okay, this is a step-by-step guide for making $15,000 in 28 hours on Kickstarter, and pursue the Kickstarter Creator Handbook at kickstarter.com/help/handbook. So some cool resources I think that you'll enjoy if you're trying to do a project on Kickstarter. And how much is it going to cost? Well, Kickstarter actually has a calculator budget tool that they have that you can get right here at ReubenPressman.com/Kickstarter. That's ReubenPressman.com/Kickstarter. And if you need some other resources, well, then check out Comics Tribe. Okay, comicstribe.com/tag/Kickstarter. That is a great resource for anybody doing Kickstarter campaigns. And there's also some better tools for project creators at Kickstarter.com's blog as well when you look for their better tools for project creators. So again, bunch of unique long URLs, but man, I did a bunch of resources and I research and I found some of these really cool resources that I think could really help you succeed. So they're worth sharing. Now, how much is a tweet worth for a Kickstarter campaign? Well, clear.com actually has an article on that, and I put that link there. And you can also get advice from the Kickstarter forum from other people that are succeeding on Kickstarter at kickstarterforum.org. So all those resources combined can help you really run a successful campaign with Kickstarter. Now, there's some other projects you probably want to learn from. The $5 Movie is a really cool one that you can learn how they succeeded on Kickstarter. And Zach Brown's Potato Salad, you can learn from him on Kickstarter as well. And smartbrief.com has what successful campaigns have in common. So a lot of cool, unique resources. Like I said, worth grabbing your phone and taking a screenshot of this, because these are the resources that show you who succeeds, how they succeed, what it takes to succeed, and let you actually come in and really compare a lot of them to see what makes successful campaigns successful and what makes non-successful campaigns obsolete and non-successful. So Indiegogo is another huge platform. They have 9 million backers, right? So they're not as big as what we see with Kickstarter, but they're still big. The minimum goal you can have with them is $500. They also charge a 5% fee and 2.9 cents plus 30 cents third-party credit card fee. So anybody that's paying by credit card is going to have an additional fee with Indiegogo that you should know about. Fixed funding campaigns that don't make gold, don't pay any fees, and keep your money no matter what with flexible funding. So let's talk about this. There's two kinds of funding and crowdfunding you need to know about: fixed and flex. Kickstarter is fixed funding. And what that means is it means if my goal is to raise 10 grand and I don't raise 10 grand, I raise $9,900, I get $0. If I don't hit my goal, I get nothing. Indiegogo offers flex funding. And what that means is it means that if I choose flex funding and I don't meet my $10,000 goal, I only raise $9,500, I still get my $9,500. Huge difference between those two. So if you're really worried about hitting your goal, Indiegogo is a better option because you can still get all of your money even if you don't hit your goal. Not the case with Kickstarter. If you don't raise all of your money that you set out for, you get zero with Kickstarter. So it's very important difference between Indiegogo and Kickstarter. Now, you can't change your fundraising structure from fixed to flexible. Once you choose, you're in with Indiegogo, but be happy that they gave you at least a choice. Okay, and fixed funding is recommended if you need a minimum amount to make your project work. And that's why you would choose it. People are like, why would I choose fixed if I can get flex? Well, if you know you got to raise $5,000 to even get the project off the ground and $4,500 is not going to help you, that's when people would choose fixed versus flex. So that would make a lot of sense. Now, Indiegogo recommends regular communications to donors. If you choose fixed funding, you can raise money for a nonprofit on there as well. Look, regular communication to tell your donors what's going on, giving them updates, giving them pictures, video to show the product in production, etc. That gets your donors even more excited. It's worth doing it no matter what platform you actually use. Some great resources that I have here with Indiegogo as well. Okay, this one is go.indiegogo.com /blog. These are really cool resources that will help you succeed. And take a look at Lisa Furlan's great 10 lessons learned from her Indiegogo campaign. And you can get that at lisafurlan.com /10-lessons-learn-Indiegogo. Again, look, Warren Buffett says it best. It's good to learn from your mistakes. It's even better to learn from other people's mistakes, because when you do that, you don't even need to make the mistake to learn, okay? That's why as entrepreneurs, we love to read as much as we love to read and podcast, because when we learn from other people and learn how they screwed up, we can not screw up. So again, I think looking at these people that had success and seeing how they did it and duplicating what they did to succeed is one of the easiest ways to succeed with crowdfunding or anything else you do versus trying to learn the lessons yourself. Now, you also want to get to know backers in the Facebook backers group for Kickstarter and Indiegogo backers, facebook.com /groups/backers hub. This is ridiculous. I just gave you a Facebook group of all backers. All these people do is back crowdfunding campaigns, right? So again, a lot you can learn from seeing what they're talking about with who they back and who they don't back, and getting a word in edgewise and being able to push your project is another thing to consider. So a great group to be able to do it. And for a different spin on things, check out the subreddit on crowdfunding at reddit.com /r/crowdfunding. Reddit has a bunch of cool discussion going on the topic of crowdfunding, and find out how to use Crowdfunder. Crowdfunder is another resource that I think you're going to love as well. Crowdfunder.com /learn, a really cool resource that I found that I think you're going to love if you're doing crowdfunding, something that can really help you out a lot. Now, there are other crowdfunding platforms as well, and crowdfunder.com is where you can actually find them. Now, Crowdfunder engages in equity crowdfunding, which means you're giving away equity in your business in exchange for the money. So equity crowdfunding allows you to basically give away small portions of your business in exchange for the money you need. It's kind of like raising venture capital or raising angel investing money. But that being said, you're using a platform to do it instead of trying to chase individual investors. And it's cost a couple $100 to be able to do your first listing. Premium listings are a bit more, about $500. But again, pretty cool way. It basically pulls together venture capitalists and angel investors and gives you ability to go to one place and access a lot of them. So it's just an easier way, I think, to gain money if you're willing to give up equity in your business. So crowdfunding, publicity, and promotions. Found some cool resources with this I thought you liked too. Start off with a two-step method of easy press coverage, and that's at sumo.com. Again, this can work for anybody, even if you're not doing crowdfunding, but getting crowdfunding is still going to help you quite a bit if you actually know how to control the press. Learn secrets to working with influencers at youtube.com, and I've got a link right here to work with influencers and figure out how to tap into them to help spread your campaign and make it viral. And check out these free 5 effective publicity tools to boost your crowdfunding campaign as well, and that's at thenextweb.com. So these are publicity tools. They're not unique to Indiegogo. They're not unique to Kickstarter, but I think you should see them because crowdfunding is about getting that to the masses. And I've studied a lot about virality, and virality has three components. Really good content that's viral worthy. We talked about the kind of campaign that's unique and cool. It's also using influencers to promote it and using the press to be able to promote it. I don't care what you're doing in business. If you can control the media, if you can control influencers, then your ability to control virality is greatly enhanced. So these will help you on the public relations side to get that project out to a lot more people, which is why I wanted to include them. So what does the law say about this? Well, again, perks may be considered sales under the UCC, not been litigated yet. Okay, this means your perks might be subject to UCC warranties. Virtual perks usually don't have these issues, though. Kickstarter and Indiegogo clearly state they offer no warranties. So they offer no warranties, but what you need to know here is this. First of all, I'm not legal. I'm not an attorney. This isn't legal advice. But the bottom line is, this is why I told you virtual perks work better. When you say, if you donate, I'm going to give you X, and X has to be physically delivered, there's all kinds of other problems and complications you could face. The reason is, what if you get 1,000 people that donate, right? How are you supposed to mail 1,000 people something? It's a very slow process. You bid off more than you could choose. That's why the easiest way to avoid some of these issues, just do virtual perks, not physically deliverable perks. Okay, the FTC points out consumers need to be wary of scams. Okay, in 2019, they sued iBackPack in the U.S. District Court for the Southern District of Texas and raised over $800,000. iBackPack did, but they failed to deliver, and the state of Texas filed suit. So this is the kind of problems you can have, right? You say, I'm going to do this product. You take the money and you cut and run and never produce the product. Well, if you think you're going to do that and get away with it, here's a case that set the precedent on this, where they actually sued over that. The state of Texas actually sued because of all the complaints people had. So again, you want to be ethical here, or there's all kinds of ramifications that you could face. The director of FTC's Bureau of Consumer Protection said, if you raise money by crowdfunding, you don't have to guarantee that your idea will work, but you do have to use the money to work on your idea or expect to hear from us. It's that simple. As I said, hey, maybe you make something and it doesn't work, but you can't just take the money and go on vacation. That's when you really get in trouble, as you just saw from the FTC itself, and you don't want any of those things. So recap, crowdfunding has nuances that can help your campaign succeed, right? But not every product's going to work. It's got to be something unique, not something in a standard industry. Give donors the feelings they want to donate. Be courteous. Say thank you. Show their appreciation. Give them regular updates about what's going on. Multiple perk levels add complexity. So offer perks if they donate, but maybe 3 levels, maybe 4, maybe 5 max. Don't complicate it. The more complicated you make it, the less people are going to donate. And don't get greedy and ask for way much more money than you need. With Kickstarter, that could cost you all the money you raise if you don't meet the goal. And you also need to know about flex versus fixed funding. And remember, with flex funding, you can get your money if you don't hit your goal. Fixed funding, you don't get that luxury. And remember, platform's different. Choose the best one that works for you. They're all about the same. Let me take that back. The main ones are the same that I've seen, with about a 5% fee and then a charge per credit card transaction if the person pays per credit card. But they're all a little different, okay? And a lot of platforms focus on certain industries versus other. So make sure that you focus and you look and do some research, because some are in the UK, some are in Germany, some are in the United States. Some focus on artists, some focus on musicians, some focus on all different kinds of software for as a service, SaaS companies. So find the best fit. No, Indiegogo and Kickstarter are by far the two biggest. Those account for probably 80% of all money raised across all crowdfunding platforms. But there are some that are very specific to certain industries that I think can help you as well. And don't forget, if we can ever help you get money, that's what we do, right? We work with every legitimate funding program in one place. You don't pay us fees. The funding source sometimes gives us a referral fee. That's how we get paid. And we develop a blueprint to help you get all the money you can get now, and then map out a path to get low interest, long-term loans like SBA loans. We're not somebody that's going to give you the money you can get now and say, see you later. We work with you to actually graduate up to new levels and get even more money. Our goal is just that if you need somebody to help you get money, you give us a call and we help you get money. And our number's at the bottom there for a free consultation. On our free consultation, we will tell you all the money you can get now, the funding you can qualify for. We'll actually see how fundable your business is. We'll check your Secretary of State record and a bunch of other places to make sure that you're set up legitimately and set up fundable. And then we'll also talk to you about building business credit. We'll help you get your Dun & Bradstreet, Experian, and Equifax credit reports for free from the credit bureaus. And we'll even do a free search for you with the bureaus to see if you're set up now, and you might not know you're set up. So all that happens on a free consultation call with us, and you can get in touch with us at 877-600-2486. 2487 or info@creditsuite.com. Another person says New Jersey here. So New York and New Jersey, a lot of you in the house. Thanks for tuning in. If you liked this, then please visit creditsuite.com. Well, first of all, like this stream wherever you are, YouTube, Facebook, help me out. The more people that you like the stream, the more that they will show to other users and they know it's valuable. So if you got information that you felt was valuable here, do me a favor, like and subscribe on whatever platform that you're using, and visit us at creditsuite.com and like us on our social channels. We go live on Facebook, Periscope, and YouTube 3 times a week now. And we also have daily tips on Twitter, Instagram, a podcast with over 300,000 downloads. So a lot of people are listening on the go as well. And you can access all those resources at creditsuite.com. Creditsuite.com, top right of our page. You'll get links to all of our social channels. So thanks for tuning in. Don't forget, if we can help you with a free consultation, you want to see the money you can get now, you want to get your business credit reports, you want to find the easiest and best ways to get capital for your business, just give us a ring. 877-600-2487. That's 877-600-2487. Thanks everybody for tuning in. I hope you have a great day. And if there's anything else that we can help with, or you have any questions, please reach out to us and let us know. Thanks everybody. Have a great day.